And our next participant is Sergei Moshenkov with a speech topic, Becoming More Human to Face the Future of Artificial Intelligence.
Hello, everyone. This is probably the most fun I'm going to have this year, so thank you. I'm going to talk to you about how we can prepare as human financial analysts to the coming of artificial intelligence into our industry. Now, I gave it a lot of thought, and I realized, well, we can face the future either as growth investors by embracing it, or we can face the future as value investors by trying to find certain capabilities that we as humans have that has the greatest economic moat as compared to artificial intelligence. And I came up with 4 strategies that we can actually apply, partially with the help of Jack Ma of Alibaba, that said that our core advantage is the wisdom of the human heart, which is empathy. So here's how we can use it in the investing process. The first strategy comes from the book by Peter Lynch, One Up on Wall Street. In that great book, Peter Lynch says that we can achieve an investing advantage if we invest into the companies that produce the products that we use and love ourselves. Now, that is a huge advantage that we humans have because artificial intelligence cannot try out the beds in Hilton Hotel to see if they're comfortable. It cannot taste a new burger from McDonald's. It cannot watch a new advertising campaign to see if it catches your emotions. So that's one of the core competencies that we have as humans. Now, it's not as easy as going shopping more, of course, though it requires that. You also need to be able to test products from the point of view of different consumer groups. Will children like this? Will Japanese like this? Will Italians? And so on. So you need to really develop that empathy that you have that I believe in India they call a great soul. Now, a second strategy is to become a better evaluator of corporate culture. Now, we all know how important corporate culture is for company profitability and durability if hard times hit, but we don't really know what it is, let alone we cannot quantify it. So artificial intelligence will not be able to surpass us there. Now, one way to do it is to when you go visiting a business, try to see if are people happy here. Do they find meaning? Is it a company where you want to work? Now that is crucial, but again, only humans can do it. A third strategy actually is the comprehension of stories. Now, I believe artificial intelligence is at a grade 4 level right now when it comes to general comprehension of written language and such. I'm personally a big fan of net investing of Benjamin Graham, and I do a lot of that. And in it, you really need to get into the story behind the company and why did it come to this situation and what's going on underneath. You got to read between the lines. Is there some kind of conflict? Is there a struggle for power? What's the human drama that's going on underneath the covers? It's really interesting, and I believe that in that competency, AI will not reach us for a long while. And the fourth final strategy is to use your empathy to forecast the outcome and risk of game theory situations. I got that strategy actually from the book by Howard Marks, The Most Important Thing. Howard is also a CFA charter holder, so that got my attention. In that book, he says that computers will not be able to assess risk properly. And it's primarily because a computer creates a quantitative model of risk. Say there is a 10% risk of something. But how can you ever test it to be true? After the event happens, how do you know if it was a 10% risk or a 20 or a 30? There's no feedback loop, and the hypothesis is not testable because only one thing happens. So it's like the joke, what's the odds of seeing a dinosaur on the street? Well, it's 50-50. Either you see it or you don't. Now, let's take the current situation of North Korea, for instance. the ex-director of CIA said that there is a 25% chance of an armed conflict between USA and North Korea. Doesn't seem to be a professional forecast to me. But if I apply my empathy, I realize, well, the only reason North Korea would push the situation to the brink of war if it was different army factions inside North Korea that controlled the nuclear capabilities. So let's say Air Force has the delivery system, someone else has the materials, someone has the research departments. And so they need the situation to be as close to conflict as possible to stay united at home. So to me, there is no risk of war. There is simply a stable situation, as a certain Nash equilibrium, as late Dr. Thomas Schelling would call it. I'm a big fan. So even though I may be wrong and the situation may escalate or de-escalate, it's a testable hypothesis and it's a model that can be improved upon. So I hope you all will grow your empathy and face artificial intelligence with bravery. Thank you so much.